Well, you know we had to come back with a banger. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you come in, you hit the like button, and you also hit the subscribe button for more content and the notification bell. So you know we had to take another deep dive into this scenario with Cardi being Offset, and I like to use these situations that are basically pushed in social media and pop culture. And what I want you to pay attention to, fellas, is the reaction from the women. You notice how every time a celebrity story breaks, you have degular, everyday women that are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, thinking that they're on the same level as the 20 and low 30-year-old Instagram models, video models, and pop singers, etc., etc. Let's put the shoe on our foot. Let's say if we take it to the sports arena, right? We see these guys get traded. We see these guys get this. Imagine if men came out on social media saying, I was DeMar DeRozan. I remember when I was DeMar DeRozan when he got traded, and I remember when I was Scottie Pippen. Pay attention to the foolish comments and trauma bonding that women like to do when they're presumed to be the victim, such as this Cardi B situation where you have Offset cheating and doing all of this, etc. You don't know what this guy went through behind closed doors. You've seen numerous videos where she looks to be very obnoxious, overbearing, hyper masculine in some cases. And not saying that she's a bad woman, but these are just some of the traits you may notice when you see them in front of the camera. But when you look at media, it is used to trigger and to fuel a certain narrative. So I'm sure you've observed all of these women coming out sharing this post and the story. I was Cardi B too. Every woman was Cardi B. And these women are old as hell, trying to trauma bond and trying to identify as a woman that is all the way above their level from a physical standpoint, financial standpoint, etc., etc. You're not Cardi B, bitch. You're not. You're not. So all of these women are coming out because, and I mentioned this in previous videos, if these women can find a woman that they can identify with from an experience standpoint, they think their value is equally identical. They think in their mind that they're on the same level because they want to say they held their man down the same way Cardi B held down Offset, when we know that's not the case. We know that's not the case. And a lot of these women have never been married. So how can the hell you be a Cardi B when you've never been married? If you're 40 and 50 years old, how can you be a Cardi B when in your splendor, none of the advents we use today, such as social media, such as the technology, such as the filters, such as the enhancements, were even available? So your experience could not have been the same when the amenities and the accommodations that we have today were not even around. See these women all up and down your social media feed saying they are now Cardi B. You know, I forgot the guy who was murdered by the police, and it was Eric Garner. It was some, I forgot the guy's name. May rest in peace. But what this is a firm example of what trauma bonding is. These women found other women who went through the same experiences, and they tried to identify the value. So if you take a woman like Beyonce, then you see the woman try to use Beyonce as the benchmark to say, well, if Beyonce got cheated on, that means no woman is safe. That means all men is going to cheat. You see, that is a way to blanket their, what's the word I would like to say, blanket their flaws. Because if Beyonce can get cheated on, that means any woman can get cheated on. And I know I'm nowhere near Beyonce. But they don't say that every woman is Beyonce. You notice that. They say every woman has been Cardi B. So if all of the women have all of these same experiences, how are they different? How are they different? You have roses that grew from the concrete, such as a LeBron James that grew from poverty. You have many superstars that come up out the mud and they make it to heights that only a very small percentage will make it to, because they did not have the experiences that Thuggo had, because he had to go to jail, or he lost a brother and he got into the gang culture, or he started catching bodies, so he ended up losing his life. Therefore, him and LeBron James, even though they come from the same environment, they cannot be the same, because they did not, even though they came from the same environment, they did not have the same experiences, only the same obstacles to overcome. So if all of these women are Cardi B's and have all of the same experiences, how are they different? Fool. This is why I say these women are not as educated or are as intelligent as they put themselves off to be. Because they will get on the internet and proclaim, I have the same experiences as a battered woman, yet I'm different. How have you been assaulted and all of this mental abuse, emotional abuse, yet you don't have the same baggage as the ones who did not have the same abuse? So if we eat the same food and we both become obese, we're not the same person. We're different in some kind of way. Because I ate pizzas to get obese. She ate cheeseburgers. You have to make this shit make sense. And I know I'm using some profane, but I have to get this point across so you can understand what the hell is going on. And this is, again, because they do this dance every year. Break up to make up. But in the same breath, she was just saying she was single. She's been single for a long time. So how are you proclaiming that you've been single, but in the same breath been done wrong and cheated on? Which one is it? You can't be single and have been getting done wrong and cheated on if you have been single. So how have you been single and still been in a relationship to where you get done wrong? How? But this is the same woman that said she used to put men under the influence and have all type of individuals come in the room and take advantage of them and rob them. So for the women that's saying you're Cardi B, that means you have that same devilish spirit in you to have a man under the influence in which you would take advantage of him because you know he's trying to get a sexual experience out of you because you prostituted yourself to him to even be in that environment, to be in the hotel room, to be in his house. And she said this on camera. She used to drug men and have other men who are not even heterosexual come into the room and do all type of things to them out of the trauma that she experiences as a young woman. So are you owning that part of Cardi B as well? If you're on the internet saying you're Cardi B, you're the same woman that will set a man up to be drugged and robbed, are you not? So what women like to do is they try to pick and choose the parts in which play into their narrative about a person, play into the values in which they want to, what I would like to say, hijack. I've been good to good men too, and I got played. Well, this is the same woman that said she had men drugged and taken advantage of. So you also have to own that part. But you don't see women mentioning that when they try to play this narrative and get a trauma bond with other women and get sympathy and empathy from other men as if they are the victim. See, we're going to get into the fabric. See, I'm your decoder and translator, gentlemen. I'm going to translate this for you so you don't have to do all of the digging and try to wreck your brain to understand the foolishness in which you see every day coming from women on the internet, trying to be something they're not and will never be, which is a rap star and a wife. How the hell are you Cardi B if you never been married? How? Because she didn't do this or go through this experience as a girlfriend. She went through this as a wife. So how are you Cardi B when you never been married? Shit has to make sense. And words do have meanings. So when you say something, you have to own it. So if you're Cardi B, you're the same woman who who admitted themselves to having men drugged and taken advantage of. You're that same woman, but you haven't came out and put that in your caption. And fellas, if you're going to engage with women, say, ask that question. So if you're Cardi B, you mean you had men drugged and taken advantage of? And watch how they get triggered and say, absolutely not. Well, bitch, you're not Cardi B then. You're not Cardi B. Because she said this out of her own mouth. She confessed to this. These women are beyond done. These women are in their damn near pushing 40, 50, talking about their Cardi B. I'm waiting on the asteroid. This is the foolishness, and I'm going to do a different video following this. I'm going to get into the trauma bonding and how that actually works. This is just an example of what you will see. You see these women go through these situations where it's infidelity. You're going to see them come out in droves, because let them tell it. All of them have been cheated on, but we know all men don't cheat because all men do not have the capacity and the ability to cheat. All men do not have the ability to cheat because all men are not desirable. If they were, these same women wouldn't be on the internet saying they have an inbox full of unread messages. So two polar opposites cannot be true. Two things can be true at the same time, but how do you leave all of these men on unread or screenshotting them talking to themselves in your inbox if all men have the ability to cheat, when all men don't even have the ability to even get a response from a lot of you women? Huh? Make it make sense. But a lot of these women would rather trauma bond than to heal bond and talk about the story where their man changed, or they had a man that did not cheat. They had an honest man of integrity, but no, he wasn't tall enough. He didn't make enough money, so I had to leave him. Or I got bored. You got thousands of women on TikTok telling you it's okay to leave a marriage when you get bored. They're demanding more, but giving way less, which is why you see them camping out and running up in Home Depot and Lowe's talking about that's where you find your husband. They're all over the place. They're sporadic. They're panicking. Which one is it? Because I don't recall Cardi B having to go to Lowe's and Home Depot to find Offset and playing dumb like you don't know what you're looking for so a man can come out and save the day. I don't recall Cardi B putting that in her resume or putting that in the storyline when she met Offset. So which one is it? How do all men cheat when all men can't even get a response from a lot of women in the DM? Make it make sense. That means all women are choosing the same type of men because most, if not all, women love the same type of men. Because if that wasn't the case, men would have such a propensity and have the opportunities they do to cheat in the first place. See, they can speak to a fool and get this off, but when you have intelligence, when you can really understand and listen for a reason, you can get to the bottom of things. You'll get to the truth. How can all men cheat when you got droves of women having unread messages in the DM? How? Because in order to cheat, there has to be communication. Do you not? You just don't say, hey, we're going to cheat today. Meet me here. And they show up. And when you look at the divorce proceedings, social media is one of the main factors used as evidence to confirm and to prove infidelity in the first place. So that says they're responding to the men that meet the status quo. That's what that translates to. But yeah, I'm not going to harp too long on this. I am going to do a second video about trauma bonding and why that is a thing and how it became a thing. But you guys let me know what you think about this video. Every girl, every woman from 25 to 55 is now Cardi B. Send the asteroid now. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, gentlemen. It's the Date Master.